So welcome back to another 7 Days Performance video. This week, I've got something very special. The first ever Porsche GT4 RS. Now, of course, if you didn't know already, we've done a GT4 a couple of weeks ago. So it's very exciting. It's in an awesome color as well. And as Joe said, probably one of the best colors for a Porsche.
Porsches are just the best, and a Porsche in a bright color, you just can't beat it. Yellow and carbon, what goes better? It's incredible.
A few people in the office aren't a fan of the yellow. Do you like the yellow, Job? You're getting camera shy now. It's also going to be Kyle's first time driving one. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Going to get his first impressions, see what his car's all about. And there's actually something in the background, which I won't show you too much of, because that's going to be for next week's video. So it's going to be good. We're going to see what it's like.
I can confirm it's very fast.
Joe can confirm that it's very fast.
That sounds You know what? I wasn't expecting it to sound that good, but Porsche have always hit the nail on the head with how they sound. So there's two things that initially stick out in my mind on this car, and one thing straight away is the power. Now this is running a 4-litre flat 6 engine, pushing out a huge 500 brake horsepower. Now the colour for me, I'm going to be honest, as a kid when I used to play Need for Speed all the time, the first car I used to buy was a Porsche, and I'd paint it yellow. So for me, this is the iconic Porsche colour. The yellow finished in the Porsche GT4 RS, you can't beat it. You've obviously got the carbon bits on it as well, which in my opinion, this is probably how a Porsche should look. So the market value of the GT4 RSs are probably around 170,000 on Auto Trader today, and a normal GT4 same year sort of mileage and stuff is probably around the 100k mark. So there is a staggering difference in these cars. Now obviously aesthetically straight away you can see the difference. This has a much more aggressive look, and in my opinion it looks absolutely insane. Now a big thing to note is the GT4 RSs are a brand new model. There's never been another GT4 RS. So this is the first ever GT4 RS Porsche have produced. I've only ever seen one in a showroom, which is when I took my Porsche to Porsche, and that was the first time I ever seen it. And even then I asked if I could buy it and they said no. So to me that just screams that this car will be a great investment piece, and of course there's not many on the road at the minute, so if you can get your hands on one, definitely do so. The price difference is a huge thing to consider. If you're wanting a car for an everyday use and to drive it, or perhaps even a track car, GT4 is probably best to look at. However, if you want a car to sit in the garage, to look pretty and to be a good investment piece, my bet would be the Porsche GT4 RS. So yeah, you've got to weigh up your options on what you want for a car. So now we're going to get to the nitty gritty of this car. We're going to take it out, we're going to give it a bit of a hammering and see what this car's about.
Do you prefer auto or manual?
Oh, good question. My personal preference is manual because I'm lazy. But when you're actually driving, if you're going around track, I'd probably say manual be better. I'm not hugely experienced in track days, so I can't have too much of a preference on it, but my everyday choice would be an auto. So the Porsche GT4 and the GT3 are both rear-wheel drive. However, the GT3 has a slightly longer wheelbase, so every time got a little bit distracted then, but every time you put your foot down in a GT3, it's a little bit skitty on the rear end, especially if it's wet. However, the GT4 just manages to glue to the road that little bit more. And still sounds just as good as the GT3, if not better. It's definitely louder than the GT3s, for sure. Yeah, the GT4 is definitely a lot louder than the GT3. Perhaps just because it's got that RS badge, they're allowed to give it that little bit more sound. Surprised at the sound of this car, because a lot of new cars nowadays have got the OPFs and the DPFs and whatever else there is in the exhaust to make it sound really, really dull. But this car is very, very loud. That is in sport with the valves open, as you can see here. So it is full chat and it sounds absolutely insane. So this is valve closed. Bear in mind it does only let you go up to 4K as well because we're a standstill, so. This is valve open.
My question is if you had to choose between the GT4 RS or the GT3 RS, what would you take?
Oh, there's a lot of variance there, and I'm going to be honest, the iconic for me is the 911, so it's going to have to be rather the GT3 or the GT3 RS. But I've driven them both. The 991.1 GT3 RS is very much track honed, and it's a very raw feel inside the car. You can hear a lot of the outsides, the stones flicking up and stuff like that. And the new 992 GT3 is a really, really nice place to be. It drives really refined, it's really nice. So my opinion, out of the four, for the money and for what you get for the car value and what I would like a car for, i.e. everyday driver and having a nice car, my personal opinion is I would go for the GT3.
If we done another one, what colour do you think we'd do again? I mean,
the
yellow is outstanding.
You know what, actually, that's a good choice. All right, so let's put this in the comments, or let's put this on the screen, Travis. I'm going to show you the car we went to buy before we found this one, right? And it was a shark blue GT4 RS. Me and George were debating these cars, and then the yellow popped up and it had the Weissach Pack, and we were like, okay, it's got better spec, and the pricing was a little bit different. So we did actually go for this one in the end, just because the spec was better and we wanted to give you guys, you know, the chance to win your dream car, and obviously this has got the dream spec, so we went for this one. The shark blue GT4 RS. In the comments, right, which one would you pick? We went for the yellow and you guys got the chance to win it, but the shark blue or the speed yellow? Put it in the comments, what one would you pick?
If this video gets 50 likes, we'll buy one.
I can't commit to that. What about if it doesn't do very well?
100 likes and we'll buy a shark blue GT.
I can't put my name to that. No, I can't do it. I'll lose my job. The more and more I drive this car, I think I'm starting to love it more than the GT3. This car is just more nimble, it's smaller, it's more responsive, it's quicker. I actually think I'm starting to prefer it over the GT3. The only thing is, for me, the 911 is the iconic Porsche, but this car has ticked all the boxes for me. So Gordon Hinks is coming down to the unit today in his BMW M240i that he won with us 6 months ago, earlier this year, for just £5. We're currently making a new TV advert, so we have been in contact with some previous winners, Gordon being one of them, and he actually agreed to coming down to the unit, just asking a couple of questions, getting a bit of insight behind how he's enjoyed the car and what he's been up to.
My journey with 7 Days started on the 12th of May this year. 12th of May, they tried to give me a phone call telling me I'd gone off and won a BMW M240i.
How's it feeling now you stood in front of it?
Dude, I'm shaking, I'm buzzing.
After a huge journey from Germany.
At the time, I couldn't exactly take the call. I was overseas, so I had no phone reception. Got an email, told me I'd gone off and won something, and the prize was the M240i, so I didn't quite believe it at the time.
Yeah, you've just won yourself a 240. I'm like, hold on a minute, I ordered. Yeah, I got tickets for that. That's actually one of my tickets.
It really settled in the next day when we actually went back through the video and saw the live stream. So I saw it actually went up and won the car. After that, they told me, listen, you can come down anytime you like to come pick up the car, and you have genuinely won yourself a BMW M240i.
Oh, mate. This is easily the best car I've ever had.
Is it?
Yeah, by far and away, dude.
So yeah, that was the start of the journey, and it's been awesome ever since. I wouldn't have changed a single thing about this car. The spec, everything about this thing has just been better than I could have imagined.
This I'm going to get into straight away, and as I'm driving out here,
Get 4 hours of fun all the way home.
I'm going to be smiling like a numpty for the rest of the week, and then the month, and then probably the year, and I don't know, it's going to go on for a while. I'm going to be looking stupid, but it's going to be brilliant.
I've been playing with 7 Days now literally since their second competition ever. Went off and got a cheeky ticket on this, and I swore to myself blind I would go off and win one day. Cars like this, I mean, maybe some people can go off and just afford to buy these things outright, but yeah, when you've got things like mortgages and kids and everything else going on right now, these are a luxury item that very few people can go off and just buy outright. So being able to have one of these cars sat in my driveway right now that doesn't owe me a penny, it's pretty special. I'm not sure I actually want to go down the route of paying off a car again when I could actually just enjoy something this awesome.
So there you have it, Gordon Hinks, one of our previous winners, all the way from May, and he still has the car. But it's great to see our winners happy, whether they take the prize or the cash. Let us know in the comments below if you want to see a little bit more winner. But yeah, it's great to see what our winners do with either the cash alternative or whether they keep the car or not. But let us know in the comments below if you enjoyed seeing more sort of like a winner insight. We're hoping to actually invite some more winners to the unit, share their experience. Now before the video ends, this week's discount code is RACING20. It is for 20% off your whole order. You can use it on any competition, just use it at the checkout at the end when you're paying. But that's all for this week's video. If you did enjoy it, then be sure to leave a like and also subscribe to stay tuned for more future uploads.